12. The information I'm about to read is taken from www.exposingchristianity.com. Exposing spiritual corruption, spiritual alchemy, and the Bible. Proof that Satan is our creator God. True Satanism is based upon the ancient religions that predated Judaism, Christianity, and Islam by hundreds, thousands of years. The traditional colors of black and red used in Satanism date all the way back to ancient Egypt and are symbolic of spiritual transformation. The ancient religions were based upon completing our creator Satan's work that of transforming the human soul into that of a god and achieving godlike power and immortality. Satan's kingdom was stolen from him. The Judeo-Christian Bible is a corruption of stolen material that has been used to spiritually enslave humanity. All of the legends of the gods are allegories. The Vatican and its cohorts have gained wealth, power, and control by forcing people to believe these allegories as are literal places and characters. The completion of the work, what is known is the alchemy as the magnum opus, has its foundation in the Kundalini. The Kundalini serpent lies coiled at the base of the spine. Through meditation, the fiery serpent ascends. This is what is known as raising the devil. There are 33 vertebrae in the human spinal column. We often hear the term 33rd degree Mason or that the fictitious Nazarene lived 33 years. The Kundalini serpent ascends the 33 vertebrae of the spine. The 7 chakras are also very important in the work. When the Kundalini ascends, it must pierce through each of the 7 chakras. This is why there is so much emphasis on the number 7 in many ancient spiritual texts and also what has been corrupted in the Judeo-Christian Bible. Christian leaders mislead their followers through deceiving them into believing the stolen legends in the Bible are real. Through this deception, the Vatican and Christian churches have obtained unbelievable wealth and power. This power is not only in the material world, but in the spiritual as well. All spiritual knowledge was systematically removed with the Inquisition. I already made a video about it. Those at the top are adept at black magic and have advanced to spiritual power, while the rest of humanity suffers under their control. Many ancient paintings, we are told, are of the Nazarene, Virgin Mary, and related are really of the original gods such as Marduk, Amon-Ra, and Astaroth. The magnum opus begins ideally in the spring when the sun is in Aries. Thus, the man standing with a lamp. The howl is the ascendant Kundalini and the vibrant hour of witch power. The Catholic Church stole this and has been passing it off as their fictitious Nazarene. The glyph for the sign of Aries can be readily seen in Astor's sigil. All of the demon sigils are designs of important alchemical symbols. The story of the creation is the book of Genesis is another allegory. God creates the universe in 7 days. On the 7th day he rested. Those of us who are educated know that once the Kundalini serpent ascends through the 6th chakra and passes through the 3 knots trinity, the 7th is effortless. In truth, heaven is a code word for the 7th chakra. We have all heard the term 7th heaven. God is a code word for ourselves, and also the word gods is a code for the chakras in many ancient texts. Hell is a code word for the base chakra, aka the lower world, where the scorching hot Kundalini serpent lies dormant. The tree in the Garden of Eden in the Bible was stolen from many different religions predating Christianity and symbolizes a map of the human soul, the trunk of the tree representing the human spine, with the branches symbolizing the 144,000 nadis. Adam and Eve symbolize the Ida and the Pingala, where the two meet and become one. With the ascendant Kundalini and the fusion of the Ida and Pingala at the 6th chakra, gnosis is obtained and one's spiritual eyes are opened. This was originally symbolized in the Egyptian all-seeing eye. The separated capstone atop the pyramid symbolizes our creator Satan's unfinished work. The number 12 is also ambiguous, or how to pronounce it, I don't know, in many ancient texts and also in the stolen material of the Bible. The number 12 symbolizes the 12 steps in the magnum opus. They are based upon the 12 signs of the zodiac. Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The heaven and earth symbolize the crown and base chakra. 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. without form or and void, represents what is known as the chaos stage in the magnum opus. 4. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. The light is where one creates what is known as the prima materia, the foundation of the philosopher's stone. This is done by condensing the electricity G into a ball of light. Uh, 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. This is the first step and foundation, thus the first day. 16. And God made two great lights, the great light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. 17. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. 19. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. The above verse regarding the two great lights symbolize the heart chakra, where heaven and earth meet. As we can see in the downward point of Satan's sigil, the satanic pentagram and Baphomet light descendants through the crown to the base chakra. 20. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open fine firmament of heaven. The elixir of life, the blessed waters penetrated down to them, the metals, aka chakras, and roused them from their sleep. This is what is known as the dew, that is secreted by the pineal gland as a result of power meditation. Birds are also very important symbols in alchemy. 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. From the above, again, the allegory is perverted and twisted. The sixth day is the sixth chakra where the male and female Ida and Pingala meet. 3. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. Here is another alchemical allegory that was stolen and twisted. When the alchemist has completed his or her work, he or she rests. God equals ourselves. The Genesis saga continues all of its stolen and corrupted from religions predating Christianity. Genesis 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God had said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. There is the stage in alchemy where one undergoes a death of the prima materia. This is known as Negredo, black stage. Quote, the initial black stage of the opus alchemicum, in which the body of the impure metal, the matter of the stone, and the old outmoded state of being is killed, putrefied and dissolved into the original substance of the creation, the prima materia, in order that it may be renovated and reborn in a new form. Here is where the fictitious Nazarene was also reborn in a new form, and the food. Here is where the fictitious Nazarene was also invented. The Nazarene was stolen from some 18 plus pagan gods who were crucified on a cross or hung from a tree. All of this is an allegory. For example, the Norse god Odin hung from a tree and experienced a death of sorts to obtain knowledge. Throughout being reborn, he obtained gnosis. The cross represents the all-important four quarters. This is also the meaning of the hangman card in the tower. The Egyptian phoenix has the same meaning, rebirth through fire. The eclipse said to have occurred during the supposed crucifixion of the Nazarene also symbolizes the Negredo stage of blackness. This stage is also symbolized by the black crow and the black sun. 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. The Kundalini serpent transforms, but does not kill. 5. For God doth know that in the day ye eat, therefore then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. This is the gnosis that the Christian churches and their nefarious cohorts have relentlessly worked against. Once our eyes have been opened, we can no longer be deceived by any lies. 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. Nakedness is another allegory of rebirth. Everyone is born naked. Now we get to Noah and the ark, which was stolen from the Sumerian epic of Zusudra. Uh, quote, Noah's flood is a symbol for the dissolution of the stone's matter into the prima materia during the Nigredum. At this stage of the opus, the cold, moist, feminine principle, Luna, is said to dominate the hard, dry, coagulating male aspect of the opus. So, end of quote. The water element is feminine, while the fire element is masculine. This stage of the opus is symbolized by a flood of energy, which is symbolized by the flood of waters. The flood is another allegory of death and regeneration. The ark itself is symbolic of the human body. The allegory of the crown not returning to the ark is symbolic of the stage is not yet completed. The dove symbolizes the white stage, aka the alpedo. End of quote. Oh, sorry. Quote, the albedo occurs after the blackened matter, the putrefied body of the metal or the matter for the stone, lying dead at the bottom of the alembic, has been washed to whiteness by the mercurial waters. End of quote. It is readily apparent how this allegory has been corrupted into an assumed actual event, complete with characters. 4. And the ark rested in the seventh month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. Again, the number 7 and rest. This symbolizes the seventh chakra, which is effortless bliss, and the mountains of Ararat symbolize the completed work, which was stolen from the meaning of the Egyptian pyramids, the apex point at the top, which has its foundation at the four quarters. Now I might also add here, to the fools who have been attacking and Lil Beelzebub drowning humanity, get alive, knowledge comes from Satan. 13. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. 14. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. 15. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. The bow is the rainbow. The iridescent colors that indicate another higher stage of the magnum opus has been completed. This stage, I might add, is also symbolized by the peacock. The peacock is a symbol of and is sacred to Satan. Verse 13 reads, quote, a covenant between me and the earth, end of quote. God is another alchemical code for the crown chakra, aka heaven. The top three chakras are also symbolic of heaven. Paradise, bliss, and the earth is the lower world, symbolized by the three lower chakras. This indicates heaven and earth have been merged at the heart chakra. The following biblical books are the fictitious history of the Jewish people. The Torah was stolen and corrupted from the Egyptian Tarot. The Torah is also known as the Pentateuch, the 5 books of Moses, another fictitious character. One can see this was stolen from the 5 suits of the Tarot. The once or wrought suit of fire, the pentacle suit of earth, the cuff suit of water, and the sword suit of air, and of course the trump representing the element of the quintessence. Quote, the Nigredo stage ends on the surface of a starry aspect which is linked to the night sky, which told shepherds and kings that a child was born in Bethlehem. End of quote. Again, this is symbolic and indicates another stage of the work when one can see the light of the cheese stone in the black void when one's eyes are closed during meditation. The three magi represent the 3 stages of the work. The fictitious Nazarene, the stone which was born from the work. Quote, there are 3 stones or 3 works or 3 degrees of perfection within the work. End of quote. Here we go again with twisted allegories in relation to that fictitious Nazarene, the crucifixion. 2 others were crucified with the Nazarene making 3. I could go on and on and on, citing biblical verses and revealing how they were stolen and corrupted. The character of the Nazarene, which was invented from an allegory, has 1. Acted to remove all spiritual knowledge and replace it with bullshit. The Jesus saves crap and nows them, and the born again have been twisted and incorporated into this fictitious character. In other words, deluded ones have been deceived into believing this character will take care of everything spiritual as long as they conform to the agenda. 2. The Jesus character has acted as a dot police for ultimate control. Wars have been fought repeatedly over beliefs and ideas. Control that is in the mind of humanity, and you will control humanity. And 3. Since the Nazarene is fictitious, he can be anything to anyone, which those in powerful positions in the action program dictate. He can change with the times and conform to any agenda. It is time everyone wakes up to the spiritual corruption that has bled humanity to the tune of trillions and trillions of dollars, souls and everything else. These parasites have taken their followers for a ride with. References: Dictionary of Alchemical Imagery by Lindy Abraham, copyright 1998, Ibid. The Hermetic Museum, Alchemy and Mysticism by Alexander Robb, copyright 2001, Alchemy. The Secret Art by Stanislas Kolosowski, De Rola, copyright 1973. Le Mystère des Cathédrales by Fulcanelli, copyright 1964. Thank you for listening, and he'll